The Efteling was the very first theme park I visited on my Netherlands 2020 trip, and holy cow, I'm just gonna say it, I love this place. When I go to a new theme park, I have certain expectations on how the park will feel, what kind of rides they have, etc. But with Efteling, I specifically chose to restrict myself to as little information as possible, and I'm happy I did. Everything from the theming, the atmosphere, and the rides surprised me in the best way possible, and I hope to share my thoughts with you guys in this review. But before I do that, I just want to thank my subscribers for the incredible support recently, and if you're new, please consider subscribing and liking the video, just a thought. Anyway, this is what I think of Efteling. Okay, let's get the ball rolling by talking about this park entrance. I've never seen so much effort and time put into the actual entrance of a theme park. It's this huge, fetched wooden building that is so big it actually looks unreal. One of my most treasured memories in my life is looking up at the entrance to the park at night. This was on the day before we actually entered the park, but I thought it would be cool to check things out. And yeah, I was just in awe. The music was playing and I was seeing different people exit the park with smiles on their faces. It was probably at that moment when I got truly hyped to enter Efteling. Please bear in mind that Efteling was actually my first theme park after the lockdown, so I was super excited to go in. More on the entrance for a second. There's even stained glass windows in there showcasing some of their attractions. And normally, as you're about to scan or buy your tickets, you'll have these actors talking to people, interacting with them and putting on a show, inviting you into this surreal experience. Once you enter the park, you may notice how big the place is, and it is one of the biggest theme parks I've been to. And the thing is, just like Alton Towers, you can't see a lot of the attractions as you walk around the place. To combat this, I advise downloading the Efteling app like I did, or picking up a park map. Honestly, you're going to need it because this park is so huge, you'll probably be spending a lot of time simply walking around the place trying to get to the attractions. I personally love walking around the park because it's so immersive and it is beautifully presented. The park as a whole seems to focus on giving its guests this fairy tale-like experience, and the park atmosphere definitely supports this. I love just listening to the music, taking in the sights and enjoying my time because it felt like I wasn't in a theme park at all really, but rather in a dense, magical forest with lots of attractions. I can only imagine my reaction if I went here as a kid. The park features a total of 7 roller coasters. Don't worry, I'll get onto the dark rides in a second. These include Baron, 1898, a B&M dive coaster, George and the Dragon, a dueling GCI wooden coaster, Vogel Rock, an indoor Vekoma, the Flying Dutchman, Python, Max, and Moritz. My favourite coaster at the park was Baron, closely followed by George and the Dragon, but the thing is, Efteling isn't great in terms of its roller coaster collection, and to be honest, I'm fine with that. In fact, I'd prefer it if the park didn't get something more extreme in the future because of their target market, which is families. They have a lot of roller coasters that the whole family can enjoy, and the experience of getting on one of their coasters was something truly special. One coaster there I'd heard nothing about before going in was the Flying Dutchman. It's not a great roller coaster, but a great experience. I won't give away any spoilers here because I don't want to ruin your own experience at the Efteling. But a final word from me on this coaster is that you've got to do it. It really did exceed my expectations. Another 2 coasters you've got to check out are Max and Moritz. They are 2 Mac-powered coasters that opened up in 2020 with the funniest theme ever. The 2 coasters have onboard audio, comfortable trains, and I'm sorry, but how could you not like the characters Max and Moritz? This is such a heartwarming ride, and I could happily talk about the coasters all day at the Efteling. But nonetheless, I need to talk about some of the other attractions you can find if you want to visit the Efteling, specifically some of their dark rides. Now, this is a pure example of why you need to spend more than one day at the Efteling if you want to get the full experience. So, I missed out on a few things, sadly including Dreamflight and Villa Volta. So for the sake of this review, I won't be talking about them, but what I can talk about is Symbolica, Fata Morgana, and Carnival Festival. Let's start off with Symbolica, and it's actually my new favourite dark ride in the entire world, and for blimmin' good reason. As stated earlier with the Flying Dutchman, I don't want to go into too much detail. I may do a full review of it in the future so I can discuss this kind of stuff, but I really enjoyed this attraction. Once again, the theming, the animatronics, the soundtracks, it all makes for an unforgettable experience. And not to be outdone, Fata Morgana is also really good. It has this Arabian theme, and although I didn't understand the storyline at all, really, I still enjoyed it nonetheless, like this is a top level boat/dark ride. Finally, the other dark ride I got on was Carnival Festival. You sit in these people mover like vehicles, they never stop, and you look at all these different countries with a very catchy theme tune in the background. Another attraction, not a dark ride this time, I did was Pagode, one of only 2 in the world apparently, and I highly advise going on it. You get a spectacular view of the park and the surrounding area. Seeing Baron and other attractions from the air really gives you a neat perspective of things and shows you how big the park is. Now, you know how I didn't get on Dreamflight or Villa Volta? Well, I also didn't get to experience the fairy tale forest. I know, I was so gutted I didn't get to see some of the fairy tales in there, like this long-necked man and so many other Grimm's fairy tales. Oh well, I'll definitely be returning in the future to this park, so as well with some of the dark rides, I've got a lot of stuff to look forward to on my second visit. I'll definitely be spending more than 1 day here. The final thing I want to talk about in this review is the staff. Now, I don't think I addressed it much, if at all, in the vlog, but the staff were really nice at the Efteling. I didn't come across one member of staff who wasn't willing to help a guest down or otherwise ruin someone's day, because in the end, how you're treated at a theme park can make or break your experience. So yeah, the staff get a big thumbs up from me, and I kind of noticed this at all the theme parks that I visited in the Netherlands. They all have really nice staff, so yeah, I was pretty impressed by that. To conclude, Efteling is one of those theme parks that understands its target market, immerses them in this fantasy world of different adventures so that anyone and everyone can enjoy their attractions. The Efteling is perfect for making memories, and I cannot wait to get back. You've been watching Stubwood. I thank you so much for watching if you've got this far into the video, and hey, if you enjoyed this review, please go check out my Netherlands 2020 trip playlist. It features off-ride videos, on-ride videos, and especially some of the vlogs. I highly advise go checking it out. You've been amazing, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day.